One day, a girl named Marie met her new baby brother, Shion. She was very happy because she didn't feel lonely anymore. Marie was a happy and kind girl. She always took care of Shion and loved spending time with him. As the years went by, Shion grew up to be a hard-working boy. He liked helping their mom and had stopped wetting the bed. But Marie noticed something strange. Shion often played alone, like he was practicing fighting moves. One night, Shion asked their dad, "Do monsters really exist?" His dad said yes, some monsters are real, and sometimes fairies also visit places where people live. After hearing this, Shion started to think that maybe magic was real too. But his dad said he had never seen or talked about magic before. From then on, Shion didn't talk about magic anymore. Still, he became more curious and started reading more books. At the same time, Marie began to train her body. She wanted to be strong in case she ever met a monster. As the big sister, she also wanted to protect and support her brother.
お姉ちゃんだからね。
何かあった時のため？
そんなのあんたを守るために決まってるじゃない。そうよ。
One day, while training near a lake with her friend, Marie saw a glowing light come out of the water.
何ですの？あれは。
The next day, she brought her brother Shion to the same place to show him the light. But not everyone could see it. Marie had shown the light to other people before, but they said they didn't see anything. Marie told Shion that the glowing ball reminded her of the magic he once talked about.
知らないけど。
父さんたちは？
私記憶力はないけど、シオンのことだもん。
As it got dark, they went back home. The next day, they came to the lake again, hoping to find out where the strange light came from. After fishing for a while, Marie's friend Rose came to join them. Rose was one of the few people who could also see the glowing light. The three of them waited together to see the light again. That afternoon, the glowing ball appeared once more. Shion walked into the lake to get closer to it, and Marie followed him. They tried to touch it to find out what it was, but even when they were very close, they still didn't know where it came from. Shion started to think that maybe the light came from the animals in the lake, especially the fish. Just then, Rose caught a female fish. When she put it next to a male fish, they saw that the glowing ball was made when the two fish came together. When Marie saw this, she suddenly felt like she wanted to be Shion's partner. But she quickly remembered that they were brother and sister, so they could not be together like that. Still, Marie wanted to stay with Shion forever. Shion felt the same way. So he chose not to get married and decided to stay by Marie's side for the rest of his life. Because of their strong feelings for each other, another glowing ball of light appeared, just like the one made by the two fish. This special moment gave Shion a new dream. He wanted to make a new kind of magic that had never been seen before in the world. Before coming to the new world, Shion was a 30-year-old man who had never married. He had always dreamed of becoming a magician. To follow this dream, he stayed single for many years and focused only on his goal. But no matter what he did, Shion could never use magic.
Thunder! Bolt! Wind blast! Ice storm!
In the end, he died from a heart attack. After he died, Shion was born again in another world. This new world didn't have magic, but Shion felt like he was getting closer to the magic he always wanted. One day, while Shion was resting in his room, his sister Marie came in and asked him to have some snacks. But Shion saw this as a chance to try something new. He wanted to test if he had magic powers. He asked Marie to sit beside him. Then he told her that he had strong feelings for her, even though they were brother and sister. Marie's face turned red. At that moment, something inside Shion changed. It was like a sign that his magic was waking up. But Marie thought he was just joking. To stop the misunderstanding, Shion quickly said that he was being honest. After this, he believed that his magic came out when he felt strong emotions. He tried to feel those deep emotions again. Then, his whole body started to glow. His idea was right. His magic appeared when he felt very emotional. But glowing wasn't enough for Shion. He wanted to make a ball of light, like the two fish in the lake had made. So, he began testing his powers through many small experiments. Not long after, the light showed up again. Shion thought it had strong power, so he tried to hit a wall using it. But the result surprised him. The light did not have any power to break things. Instead, it only hurt his hand. Even though he failed, Shion didn't stop. He wanted to keep practicing until he had used all his energy. But he didn't have much time to train. That day, he had to join sword practice with his father. Shion didn't want to go because he was afraid of hurting someone. His father told him that swords are not only for fighting people, so the training continued. When it came to using a sword, Shion was not good at all. He was the opposite of his big sister, who was pretty good with swords. After the training, Shion went back to practice his magic. This time, he wanted to see how much power he could release at one time. Later, his father asked him to go to a nearby city called Istria. It was the closest city to their home. In Istria, they bought important items and picked up a sword that had been ordered for Marie as a birthday present. On another day, a villager came and said that his friends had been killed by goblins. This news was quickly told to the village chief. At the same time, Shion was still practicing his magic. He was trying to grow stronger by using more energy than before. Soon after, Shion's father, Gawain, heard that goblins were seen near their village. He quickly gathered the adult men to face the danger. Many people were scared, but Shion felt excited. He thought goblins were weak and hoped this would be a good chance to test his magic. But things didn't go the way he expected. The goblin was smarter than they thought. It broke a window and entered the second floor, where many villagers were hiding. When it found them, Shion's mother, Emma, tried to protect the children. But she was so scared by the goblin's scary face that she couldn't move or fight. Marie, using her new sword, bravely stepped forward. But she failed. The goblin threw its weapon at her, knocking her down. She couldn't get up. Their mother quickly jumped in front of her to protect her and was badly hurt by the goblin. Shion saw his family in danger and decided to act. He grabbed the goblin's arm and used his magic. A glowing light came from his hand and started hurting the goblin. The light worked, and little by little, the goblin grew weaker. This was the first time Shion's magic really helped. Emma was seriously hurt. Shion quickly asked someone to bring sewing tools, clean cloth, and strong alcohol. When they brought the items, he called a tailor to help stitch her wounds. The stitching worked, and the bleeding stopped. Marie was so happy that their mom was safe, she started crying. She hugged Shion and thanked him deeply. At the same time, Gawain and the other men found the goblin's nest in the forest. But after seeing that there were more goblins, they returned to the village to check for more danger. Some people were hurt during the fight, but no one died. The village was safe again the next day. Later, a doctor came to check on Emma. He was surprised at how clean and neat the stitches were. At first, he thought a real doctor had done the job. After the attack, Gawain called his son Shion and asked him some questions. He wanted to know where Shion learned medical skills and how he was able to beat the goblin. Shion told the truth. He said that he had been training and trying to create his own magic. At first, after the goblin fight, people thought Shion's magic might be dangerous. His father did not want him to continue learning magic. But later, when he saw that Shion was serious and wouldn't give up, he changed his mind. He decided to support Shion's dream. Now, Shion started testing how his magic worked with fire. In one test, he put magic into a small flame. Something strange happened. The fire turned blue and jumped back at him. Luckily, his father put it out quickly before anyone got hurt. Shion became more curious and asked his father to make the flame bigger. Even though the fire got larger, its color stayed the same, it wasn't too hot, and it made no smoke. Later, Rose came to see Shion. She saw that he was wet and wondered what he had been doing. Shion said he was learning about magic and how it changes in different situations. While talking, he also thanked Rose. He said her help during the goblin fight gave him strength and confidence. Soon after, Shion, Marie, and Rose met with Gawain to talk about their magic experiments. They were mostly focusing on fire magic, but Shion still had trouble controlling it. Surprisingly, both Marie and Rose were already able to release magic energy from their hands, something Shion hadn't done yet. Seeing their success, Shion felt excited and wanted to try too. He used a lighter to help him make a small flame. It wasn't perfect, but it worked well enough to make him happy. Shion felt proud, as his dream of using magic was slowly coming true. At the same time, Marie trained hard with her sword. She didn't want to be left behind by her little brother, so she pushed herself too much and hurt her hand during practice. One day, Shion asked his father if there were any animals or plants that could make electricity. He was thinking about learning lightning magic. His father said there were no such creatures, but there was a special stone called thunder or seed. These stones sometimes appeared in mines and could produce electric power. But thunder or seeds were very dangerous to touch with bare hands. Shion then asked if there was something like rubber to protect against electricity. His father said rubber trees didn't exist in their world, but they could use crystal parchment instead. It was expensive, but it worked very well. Gawain agreed to buy it to help with the experiment. With the crystal parchment for safety, Shion carefully carried the thunder seed. In front of his family, he ran a new test. He slowly sent magic into the seed, and it produced a spark of lightning, showing that it worked with electric energy. Shion said the experiment was a success. But he also said that he still couldn't turn his magic into pure electricity like he wanted. Later that afternoon, Shion went to visit Marie, who was still training. He saw that she had been working very hard because she cared about him. Touched by her effort, Shion promised himself that he would always support her and stay by her side. As they grew closer, Marie became more attached to Shion. She didn't like being away from him, even when he was busy doing magic experiments. Sometimes, she made it hard for him to focus, but her being there actually gave him more energy and motivation. In this set of experiments, Shion studied how mana changed and moved. He found out that when mana spreads out, it becomes weak very fast. But when he made it small and tight, it became much stronger and more powerful. The experiment with the thunder seed gave an unexpected result. When Shion used the strong, condensed mana on it, the seed sent out electricity and shocked him. From this, Shion learned that mana had a lot of hidden power. But he also knew that he still didn't understand it fully and needed more time and experience to learn more. A few days later, Gawain introduced Shion to a man named Gra. Gra had been using Shion's idea to collect thunder seeds in large amounts. But he had a big problem. The seeds were not stable and could not be sold because they gave off electricity when they got too close to each other. Gra asked Shion for help. Shion agreed to try, but told him not to expect too much because he didn't fully understand the problem yet. Gra then showed Shion how the seeds sparked when they were near each other. This gave Shion an idea. He suggested melting the seeds and turning them into a soft metal. But when they tried this, the metal lost its electricity. To solve it, Shion used magic while heating the seeds. This time, it worked. The new metal could keep and release electric power. Thanks to this success, they made some new tools that used lightning magic. The first one was a lightning lamp. It gave light without needing fire or oil. Then, they made a lightning igniter, a tool that could start a fire faster than a normal lighter. Gra was very happy and praised Shion for his smart thinking. While traveling home with his family, Shion thought of a new idea. He wanted to make a machine that could work with his body to make his magic stronger. But before starting, he kept thinking about one thing. He was curious why magical fire did not go out, even without oxygen. To test this, he made a small flame and asked Marie to send magic into it. What happened next shocked him. There was a big explosion, much stronger than the amount of magic used. From this, Shion learned something new. The reaction wasn't just from the magic, but also from the air. This meant that their magic had something in common with the air around them. Not long after, the special device that Shion had ordered was finally ready. Right away, he used it to test his magic. The result was amazing. He could now create strong blasts of fire and lightning with much more power than before. Shion was very happy. After all his hard work, he had finally reached his dream of using magic. Now, he could even create new types of magic on his own. Lately though, Shion started thinking about his past. He remembered something his father once said, that Shion had been given to him when he was just a child. Those words stayed in Shion's mind. So, whenever he trained with Marie, his thoughts would drift. He started to wonder if they were not real brother and sister. If that was true, maybe they could get married one day. But thinking about this made him feel confused and stressed. To clear his mind, Shion decided to focus only on his magic studies. At that time, he was learning about a new kind of magic called composite magic. This type mixes different magic powers to create new effects. Before, he had tried spreading mana in the air to make fire and lightning. Now, he wanted to see if mana could react with other types of magic. In his next experiment, Shion found that mana could also react with water. This meant he could use water magic too. But getting water from rivers or lakes during a fight was not easy. So, Shion searched for another way, by pulling water from the air. He learned that if he spread mana across a large area, he could collect water vapor. After seeing this, Marie and Rose became interested. They quickly learned how to use water magic too. Feeling proud of their success, Shion wanted to take things further. A few days later, Shion, Marie, and Rose went to sign up for a monster hunting mission at a place called Guild the Adventurer. Gra went with them and helped with the registration. Gra gave a good recommendation for all three of them. But Shion had also secretly added his own recommendation, using his status as a diamond-ranked adventurer. Because of that, their applications were accepted right away, and they got their first mission soon after. For this mission, Shion and his team were asked to clear an area full of wild monsters. When the fight started, Gawain went ahead and showed great strength. He defeated the monsters in just a few seconds. Then it was Shion's turn with Marie and Rose. Shion began the attack using fire and explosion magic, burning many monsters in front. Marie and Rose used swords to fight up close, while Shion stayed behind and helped with lightning and fire spells. They worked together very well. Their teamwork was strong, and they beat the monsters without much trouble. Gawain said they did a good job, but there was no time to rest. They were quickly sent to an old mine, where more monsters might be hiding. On the way, Shion felt something strange. Inside the mine, he heard a very soft sound. When he checked, he found a tiny fairy trapped there. Feeling sorry for her, Shion freed the fairy. After finishing the mission and making sure the mine was safe, they all went back home. For the first time in a long time, they could relax and enjoy time together as a family. Shion had also created a new kind of magic, strong wind magic that could blow enemies away. He used this magic to defeat a group of goblins in the forest with just one powerful move. Even though he was only 10 years old, Shion was already stronger than many adult adventurers. Marie and Rose were now 12, so they looked a bit older and more grown-up than Shion. While walking around the city, Shion found out he had a new skill. He could now see how much mana a person had just by looking at them. But even after looking at many people, he saw that Marie and Rose had more mana than anyone else. This made him feel very proud of them. Soon after, Shion, Marie, and Rose arrived at Gra's shop. Shion went there to pick up a pair of magic gloves. These gloves were special tools that could help him control his magic better. While they were at the shop, Marie and Rose told Gra that they were about to be promoted to silver rank at Guild the Adventurer. Gra smiled proudly. It was very rare for kids their age to reach the silver rank. After that, Shion joined his father for a training session. This time, Shion was allowed to attack using magic, and his father would only use his sword to block or fight back. During the training, Shion mixed different kinds of magic and managed to trap his father in the ground so he couldn't move. This meant Shion won the practice fight. But he wasn't fully happy. He still wanted to train harder and one day learn how to fly using magic. Marie was also improving a lot. Even though she had never beaten their father in a match, she had become strong enough to make him work harder during practice. After training, Shion and Marie met Rose to help her chase away some pests from the garden. But then, something strange happened. The weather suddenly changed. It started raining even though the sky had been clear earlier. Then, without warning, Marie fainted and fell to the ground. After they brought Marie home and checked her condition, they found out she had an illness that made her suddenly weak and pass out. The problem was, many people were getting sick at the same time. Things got worse at night, because that was when monsters came out and started to wander around. Shion asked his father if he could go with them to the hospital. He really wanted to help, and after asking many times, his father finally said yes. On the way there, Shion saw a strange red light in the sky. It was strange because only he could see it. Suddenly, a group of monsters started chasing their cart. Gawain kept driving, while Shion went to the back to fight the monsters. He used water magic, which worked very well because it was raining. Then, a new monster appeared. It was a spirit monster, one that cannot be hurt by normal attacks. Luckily, Shion knew that magic could hurt it, so he used magic to defeat it. After a hard fight, they finally reached the hospital. But the hospital was very full, and Marie couldn't get treatment right away because many other people were also sick. The next day, the doctor said Marie had fatigue syndrome, a sickness that makes the body very tired. The family decided to stay in the city of Istria for a while. Seeing Marie so weak made Shion very sad and worried. He didn't want to do anything else. He stayed by her side in her room, taking care of her and watching over her. Not long after, Gawain brought Shion to a certain place. He told Shion that several people had been attacked and killed by the same spirit monster that had chased them before. Since Shion had once beaten that monster, Gawain believed Shion was the only one who could stop it. But Shion said no. He wanted to stay with Marie. Even so, his father kept trying to convince him. He said if Shion helped, he could save many people. These words reminded Shion of something Marie had told him before. She once said that his magic might be able to help a lot of people one day. Thinking about that, Shion understood that he shouldn't hide from the world. He had to start thinking about others too. After calming down, he went back to Marie's room and noticed something strange. Marie had no magical energy left. Feeling worried, Shion started checking the magical energy of people in the city. He found that all the people who had the same sickness as Marie had also lost their magical energy. Shion was later introduced to the local leader, Duke Balf. Together with Gawain, they talked about how to fix two big problems, the monsters that came at night and the sickness that was spreading. Shion shared a few ideas. One idea was to run tests on a live monster. He believed that the sickness was caused by the loss of magical energy, and he wanted to find a way to bring the energy back. Duke Balf agreed and gave Shion permission to do the tests. He also gave Shion a team of helpers, including doctors and monster experts. But since Shion was still just a kid, one of the doctor's helpers, named Cole, didn't believe it would work. Shion was also joined by a knight named Rafina and a quiet monster researcher named Bridget. During the meeting, Shion made it clear that he did not think this mission was just a game. To show he was serious, he used his magic in front of everyone. After they saw what magic could really do, Shion explained that he believed the sickness was closely linked to magical energy. While Cole stayed to work at the clinic, Shion went with Rafina and Bridget to find a live monster for testing. But when they finally found one, Rafina forgot the plan and killed the monster by accident. A few days later, Cole invited Shion to visit the clinic. There, they met a patient with the same sickness, but this person could still respond a little. Shion tried sending mana into the patient to see what would happen. As he did, the patient's heartbeat got stronger, and the patient blinked. This showed a small sign of improvement, but it wasn't clear if it was a real cure. They needed more time to study the patient's condition and slowly increase the amount of mana being used. Soon, another doctor came over, and Cole quickly pulled Shion aside so he wouldn't talk about magic in front of everyone. That evening, Shion visited Marie and gently gave her some of his mana, hoping it would help her feel better. The next day, Shion continued his research. This time, Rafina and Bridget joined him again. They tested how monsters reacted when mana was given to them. As expected, the monster got hurt, the skin started to burn, and parts of its body broke apart when more mana was added. In another test, Shion tried using mana on a Toret fish. Unlike the monster from before, the fish was not hurt at all, even when it received a large amount of mana. This made Shion think that the way mana works might be different for each living thing, including humans. To test this idea, he needed a human volunteer. Rose still had her mana and was feeling fine, so she offered to help. Even though there were risks, she agreed to do it for Marie. Shion carefully sent mana into Rose's body. The result was good, she didn't feel any pain, and her body was not harmed. The next day, Shion spent time with his friends. They talked in a fun and relaxed way about the Great War with monsters that happened 1,000 years ago. At the same time, Duke Balf was writing down all the information they had about the sickness. He noticed that when patients received mana, they showed some small improvements. But after day 350, no one had gotten better, and Shion still hadn't found a new way to heal them. Even so, Shion didn't give up. He promised to keep studying the illness for the rest of his life. He wanted to find a cure for his sister, who had been lying in bed sick for a very long time. After the incident, Shion quickly told Duke Balf what had happened. When the Duke heard the news, he told the city guards to protect the gates using lightning lamps. But Shion thought this was not enough. So, he decided to go help in the battle himself. Sadly, when he got to the army base, the leader there, Commander London, did not welcome him. Instead of helping, London made fun of Shion and said he was bothering the soldiers without a good reason. Then, something surprising happened. Rafina showed up. She told everyone that she was the leader of Unit 75 and said her team would help Shion fight the spirit monsters. At the same time, Rose and her mother stayed beside Marie. They watched over her as she lay weak and unconscious. They were very worried, not just about Marie, but also about Shion and the danger he was in. Later, Shion and Rafina started tracking the spirit monsters. They found 5 inside the city. But Shion decided to go to the front gate, where many more monsters had gathered. When Shion reached the city gate, the guards first thought he was just a strange kid. But when he started using magic to fight the spirit monsters, they were shocked. With his strong magic, Shion quickly defeated the monsters at the front gate. However, there were still more than 100 spirit monsters ready to attack the city. Until more help could arrive, Rafina and her team promised to protect the gate with everything they had. There were not many soldiers, so only Shion and Rafina were fighting at the front. Shion used his magic, and Rafina fought with a magic torch. During the fight, Rafina lost her weapon. One of her teammates quickly gave her a sword with magical fire. She used the sword and kept fighting hard. Shion didn't want to lose to Rafina, so he kept using all his power. But then he noticed something strange. Even though he had used over 100 magic spells, he didn't feel tired or low on mana. He thought this might have something to do with the event called the Night Terror, and maybe it was also connected to the sickness affecting many people. Still, Shion didn't have time to think too much. He had to keep fighting the monsters that kept coming. No matter how many he defeated, the number of enemies didn't go down. Shion started to feel tired and hopeless. At that moment, Gra and a group of adventurers arrived to help. They used a smart plan and special fire arrows filled with magic. With that, they were finally able to defeat the monsters. Soon after, the city's soldiers came out from the gate. But instead of helping, Commander London blamed Shion. He said Shion was lying and causing panic for no reason. While London was talking, a strange man appeared behind him. This man was not a normal human. He was a demon who could control magic energy. The demon had a scary feeling and a strong presence. He said his name was Ainswolf. He told them he was immortal, had lived for thousands of years, and had once been locked away for a long time. Shion, who was very good at sensing magic, quickly noticed that Ainswolf had an extremely high level of magical power. Right away, he told everyone to run. But Ainswolf didn't wait. Without saying a word, he used a powerful magic attack that caused a huge explosion. Many people were badly hurt or killed. In the middle of the chaos, Shion was able to rescue Bridget and Rafina. He told them to run away fast. Shion believed the only way to stop the demon was by using magic. From what he saw, Shion guessed that Ainswolf's magic power was about 100 times stronger than his own. This meant that a normal person could not beat the demon. Even so, Gra chose to stay and fight with Shion. When Ainswolf attacked the town, Shion faced him from the front while Gra tried to attack from behind. Ainswolf was a bit surprised to see a human using mana. But soon, he laughed at Shion, because Shion was still not very good at controlling it. The fight began when Ainswolf used a fire spell. Shion answered with water magic. In another part of the area, Bridget and Rafina were helping people escape from the battlefield. After the people were safe, Rafina came back to help Shion. Just then, Ainswolf sent out another strong attack, a huge fireball. Shion barely escaped by breaking the ground under his feet. Then he tried to hit back using both fire and lightning magic. But it didn't work. Ainswolf stopped the attack easily, because he knew much more about magic than Shion did. Shion needed tools to use his spells, but Ainswolf could use pure magic without any tools. He had learned and mastered magic a long time ago. Gra tried to attack Ainswolf from behind again, but it didn't work. Ainswolf hit back with great power. Gawain also joined the fight to help. Still, none of their attacks could get through. Ainswolf's magical shield was too strong. Even though things looked bad, Shion didn't run away. He stood firm, with brave eyes and no fear. Ainswolf noticed Shion's courage. He was impressed and called Shion a child of Ligra, a famous hero who had once been the enemy of the demon race. Feeling impressed, Ainswolf said he wanted Shion to become his follower. But when he tried to drink Shion's blood to make a bond, something went wrong. Ainswolf screamed in pain. Shion's blood had the blessing of the fairies, which hurt him badly. Shion saw a chance to finish the fight. Using all the strength he had left, he made one last strong attack and finally defeated Ainswolf.
もうやるしか。
そんなもの聞かか。
After the battle, Shion fell into a deep sleep for several days. His parents were very worried. They thought he might have caught the same sickness as his sister, Marie. When Shion finally woke up, his father and some others were sitting beside him. In a weak voice, Shion asked, "Is everyone safe?" Cole answered, saying that Rafina and Bridget only had small injuries, and both Marie and Rose were okay. They were not hurt by Ainswolf's magic. But while Shion was asleep, the city had fallen into chaos. More than 400 people had died. After hearing this, Shion became quiet. His face showed deep sadness and regret. Not long after, Shion started to feel a big change inside himself. His mana had grown a lot stronger, even though it was still not as powerful as Ainswolf's. Shion then decided to try healing Marie. He had always believed that if he used enough mana, he could cure the sickness. Without waiting, he gently sent mana into Marie's body. At first, nothing happened. But after a short time, Marie slowly opened her eyes. She was not fully healthy yet, but it was a big step forward. This gave Shion new hope, and he continued the healing. Then something amazing happened. Marie woke up completely and could speak again. It was a very emotional and happy moment for their family. The next day, Shion began helping other people who had the same sickness. After things became more stable, he was called to meet with Duke Belf. In the meeting, the Duke told him he could ask anything. Shion asked the question that had been on his mind for a long time: who was he, really? Since he was a child, Shion had always felt different. People treated him in a special way. Even Duke Belf had trusted him deeply, as if he already knew that Shion had magical powers. Finally, Duke Belf told Shion the secret that had been hidden for a long time. He explained that Shion was a descendant of Ligra, a special family known for their red hair and powerful magic. But long ago, the demon race put a curse on the Ligra bloodline, and people believed they had all disappeared. Many years ago, a woman came with a baby. She said the baby was the last one from the Ligra family and would become a great hope for humans. Sadly, the queen did not believe her. So, Gawain was secretly told to raise the child in silence. After hearing this story, Shion went home, feeling many emotions. He visited Marie, who was still getting better. In a quiet voice, Marie shared how scared she had been when she got sick. She said it felt like being trapped in total darkness. But even in that dark place, she could still hear Shion's voice and the voices of people who cared about her. That helped her stay strong. Each day, Shion continued practicing magic. This time, he focused on learning new skills based on what he had seen from Ainswelf. He wanted to understand how the elements worked and someday use magic without tools. But one day, after finishing his training, Shion got a letter from Queen Lakshua. It was an official message asking him to come to the capital. At that moment, Shion knew it was time to say goodbye. He would have to leave his home, his family, and the friends who felt like his own siblings. To be continued. So the moral of the story is, if your brother suddenly starts casting spells, zapping goblins, and talking to fish, don't freak out. He's not crazy, he's just the magical reboot we need today. Because clearly politicians, AI, and weather apps can't save us.